Okay, big AI idea number four. Again, these ideas have come from a recent conference, the Double AI conference, where all these universities, we mark them, all these universities came together and said there are these big ideas kids have to learn so that they understand artificial intelligence. So this is idea number four, and there are other ideas which have been recorded as videos beforehand. And there are a total of five ideas, and this is number four. So what's idea number four for kids AI curriculum? Idea number four is that whichever agent you build, whether that agent is through a robot or through a computer software, or through an interface, these agent interactions are clumsy. What do you mean by clumsy? They are not well thought through. Generally, they're not well thought through. So it is very hard for these AI agents not to be clumsy or to be very human-like, right? So it's a big challenge to make it human-like. Yes, just put like here, human-like. Okay. So this is a little bit of paraphrasing from that conference white paper, which got released, like I said, a couple of years ago. But again, it's a big challenge to make it human-like. Let's go through some examples. Okay, so on this side, we have multiple emotions or gestures, human facial gestures. And if you want to understand if a human is happy or is paying attention, for example, or disgusted or unhappy or upset, you have to understand these emotions, especially when you interact with humans. Facial expressions, body language comes into play. And for machines to understand that, it is pretty challenging. It is very challenging to understand this, especially when you interact with humans. And if the humans are not paying attention, guess what? They're not listening to you. And if it's a machine, if you know that humans are not paying attention, you should grab that attention, especially if you're trying to say or get a message across. So human emotions, pretty hard. Human gestures are, oops, let's see if I can write that well. Gestures are also pretty hard to understand. Now, if you look at this one, a pretty interesting video, this is an attempt for a robot to understand movements of a baby. Now, babies are not going to be explicit in terms of their verbal communication, so in this case, they have actually strapped this baby up. And I'm pretty sure it's very uncomfortable for this baby to interact with this robot. So the whole idea is to create these agents in such a way that they actually know how to understand these subtle human interactions, right? So tough one, but you know what? We are not, as part of this thing, we will take, as part of the curriculum, we'll focus on just language for the beginnings to understand how complex human language can be. So for age 3 to 5, the curriculum would be, you know, basically for all these grades, we want to understand how intelligent agents interact. And for age 3 to 5, oh, sorry, for the grades 3 to 5, we have, building simple agent. We will continue using Scratch. We'll give agent options to execute different commands, most probably text commands, and also find out ways where agents are not efficient or are clumsy. In the grade 6 to 8, we will continue with the simple agent framework, but we'll go a little detail into parsing text or language, understand text syntax and see how that works. We'll also go into how complex human language is and come into different types of visualizing how these parsing engines actually work, right? So context, subject, verb, action, and all that. And when we go to grade 9 to 12, we will again take simple agents, but we will introduce sentiment analysis, understand how you can understand the emotion behind text, emotion behind humans using sentiment analysis. And then we'll try to use chatbot again to take into account sentiment and other aspects of text. So that's pretty much it. Let's see if I can, yeah, that's pretty much it for this big idea, especially around artificial intelligence for kids curriculum.